Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are back. This time we're going to be doing a key review for a long-time supporter of the channel, and this is a great start to it. Let's put it this way. It's going to be a little bit of mix of the both types of videos we've been doing recently, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. Thunderclap going out and boom, somebody dead. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is definitely it's a great key to celebrate here because you'll see at the end. Let's not tease it maybe too much, but yeah, this is a great key to celebrate. But he does start off with a bunch of problems here. And unfortunately, we don't have them all recorded. He forgot to start the recording, I believe. But we already have 10 deaths. We are what looks to be 2 pulls into the dungeon. Yeah, we come here first. So we talked about this a lot recently. This is kind of funny, actually. I'm glad this get brought up here again because I've been doing this key a little bit here, and people are very they're not very happy with me coming here first, to be honest. And I don't know. I'm trying to see it from both directions. I just don't really think it matters. So to me, I'd rather come here first and get this out of the way. That was curious. There's only one mob there. You notice the Primal Storm Shield was there. Yeah, the other one must have been pulled earlier and they wiped to it or something like that. But yeah, so we didn't see the start of the dungeon, but I do like, I reviewed this person's key a while ago, and we talked a lot about things that now I see have been improved on. I'm really liking the situation with Plater. If you guys are watching this and you're not using Plater in Dungeons and Dragonflight, I would really, really, really recommend it. We talked last time about the UI setup in general. So I'm not really, I know, like for me personally, I really like seeing that health bar in the dead center of the screen. I'm going to make my case here for it now, and, up to you guys how you want to handle it. But, if the health bar is on the left side, then you're going to favor the left side, right? And I think the game offers you a lot of reasons to favor the dead center of the screen. So that's just where I put it. I know there's like this traditional thing. I'm not really even sure where it started, but like forever, people have always done this setup here where they have the target on the right and the health bar on the left, or vice versa. And I just, I'm not really sure what the benefit is there, especially in PvE. I don't really feel like you ever need to see your actual target, because if you don't know what you're targeting, first of all, like without actually having to see confirmation of it, that's probably not a good sign. Somebody dies again here. But the second reason I feel that way is typically because Plater is going to, you see how obvious it is that he's targeting that mob there. The Storm Shield mob, it's very clear what target you have in add-ons now. So I don't really feel like we need this anymore. And I would really recommend that. You even have great space for it. Not exactly sure what this is. But yeah, I believe that this could literally just fit right underneath there and it would be perfect. But yeah, that would be my recommendation. Just something I always talk about on these is UI stuff. So in terms of the key, this is 15 Nokhud. So we are on our way to a very appropriate accomplishment here, and we'll be sharing that together in this video. But it's actually going to teach us a bit of a lesson here. I think this is a very interesting key to take a look at because you guys can learn a thing or two about maybe even patience. I really am. I'm shocked at how many people give up on keys nowadays. And especially if things don't go well immediately, you can still not only finish keys and get gear out of them, but finish keys and get score out of them. Okay. Right now, it does feel like the completion rate is very high, like compared to the actual upgrade rate. So that may be frustrating for people, but it seems like the way to get score is not always just upgrade the key. Like there's been a lot of keys where I've had people leave and I would have gotten score from it. So I think that's very unfair. I think the game's got some incentive problems with Mythic Plus score, but in general, I think if everybody just stayed for the keys, they'd be a lot higher score. There's a lot of deaths here. That guy just dies to the Spiteful, I'm pretty sure. So, I definitely missed a big week on Spiteful. Didn't get to play much at all this week. It's kind of funny because these lower keys, like especially like keys that we've been featuring, like 11 or something like that, I can only imagine how many deaths there would be to Spiteful. So now I haven't played Brewmaster, so I'd love to hear some comments on the Brewmaster stuff. Especially I've heard a lot of people talk about them being relatively weak tank-wise. We are looking at a DPS chart, which we'll, get a big picture on at the end of the dungeon. But right now, it doesn't seem like a single target. I'm noticing from the footage, a single target is quite weak on Brewmaster. I've heard that like their AoE is really kind of out of control, but you have to really work at it you have to trade a few things. So we do have 2 deaths there. This fight is definitely not the place you'd expect to die. It's certainly not the first mechanic Are we going to actually finish this with 2 people dead? Let's find out. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking, though, this boss is really... they nerfed the hell out of it, to be honest, and I would say that... So that's the other thing that's giving me pause about coming here first now, because especially on Tyrannical Week, I could still see it, but on Fortified Week, if people are going to get bitchy about not pulling and lusting on the pull, whatever, man. I can see it, because this boss really shouldn't wipe you anymore, especially now on my Death Knight. I feel like I can pretty much solo it, so we are going to finish the fight at 20k DPS, so as a tank, yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid, I suppose. I'm just not really sure what the power comes from on the spec. To actually 3-man this boss straight up is pretty interesting, though, because those 2 guys died the first time it came out. Makes me wonder. But anyway, this is a bit of a mess of a key. We already have 15 deaths, and it's gonna get worse. So, but yeah, I do think, like, I'm open to hearing. I'm open to going to the trash first. This especially 4 to 5 weeks. We'll see how it plays out, but I just don't really think there's going to be a lot of wipes on this boss anymore. So I'm more neutral now on this topic. We'll probably start trying to figure out exactly what people are pulling at the start of the dungeon. But my point the whole time is, it just doesn't matter. This key is so easy. The timer why it just doesn't matter. You don't need to optimize lust to upgrade this key. What you need to do is not die like those dudes do. So so you can't probably even really see the chat that well, but I can see it. He says, FYI, both of you died by standing under the boss and taking 100k ticks. Is that serious? Really? 2 people died to standing directly under the boss. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're starting the trash now. These packs are pretty dangerous at times, but I do think, on a little bit of a lower key, it won't be too bad. We want to interrupt Disrupting Shout, and we want to stop the rally, and he does that masterfully. Excellent work there, man. That's impressive. This is definitely something that the tank can do a good job on, and especially if you have multiple interrupts like a Brewmaster or Blood DK, you should reliably be able to get that. I feel, is this my player profile? It looks really similar. If so, good. I'm glad it's working out for people. I think it's really important, man. The add-on is just so good. And oh yeah, so here we go. Okay, here's a little bit of a... So my recommendation is always to come here first. I do think the pat... Oh, so we don't get the kick there, unfortunately. That's a little rough. But anyway, the pat is always going to come into play on these 3 on the outside. So I would always start with this patrol. I think it's more important than anything else in this area. So even if you have to wait a few seconds to pull it, get this out of the way, because if this aggro's in the middle of the pack, we are going to see a lot of difficulty. Now, the interesting thing that I'm noticing too throughout this footage so far is, like, what's Brewmaster supposed to be bad at? I'm not seeing any damage taken. Not really in much danger here. Never really goes below 15% or 50% health, even though we're fighting the hardest pack in the... Well, okay, now we're getting damage. But the healer is dead. Everybody's dead, I guess, at this point. So, yeah. All right. I mean, I'm not really sure what Brewmaster's difficulty is playing it right now. I was really hoping to get more... I wanted to play with Cop. Hopefully that will still happen. He's going to play Brewmaster, and we're going to do some more coaching in that way. So hopefully that'll go to plan, and we'll be able to do that together. But yeah, these packs are looking like no challenge whatsoever from the Brewmaster point of view. So I'm kind of shocked by that. I mean, I'm not sure. His character's kind of geared. It's 395, I think, is what we saw in the beginning of the video. So definitely maybe a little overgeared for 15 at this point. I don't really even know, because I'm not really sure. Like, this many weeks into the vaults, you probably have a lot of 410s or whatever it would be. Like, what item level? 415s or something? I don't really know. 395. Like, let me know what you guys think about gear wise at this point. Okay, here we go. He says, so I don't think we timed the key. Did y'all want to keep the 14? Oh, that's very generous of you offering that. Or do you want to try and complete it? Let's see what they say. Very, I feel like thoughtful. Complete it. Okay. So there's really not a ton of reason to first key, and they gave me 15 Nokhud. What's this guy saying? This guy's saying that his first key ever is this one? Is that what he's saying right now? I don't understand that. Yeah, okay, no problem. We're going to finish this, though. Yeah, so just we'll go ahead and spoil it all. So we do not finish this. Or we do not, I'm sorry, we do finish it. We do not upgrade this. But it's a very important key because it still gives Keystone Master. So I love that. To get Keystone Master from a key that is not in time is a really nice little microcosm for I mean, I like the game. I don't really know what to say about the whole situation, but I think people do give up way too quickly, especially in lower keys, when you could pretty much always have a chance at getting something from the dungeon, especially if you still need gear. So this dungeon is definitely one that gives a lot of gear. I know a lot of people really need loot from this dungeon. I guess caster trinkets. There's the tank trinket as well. So we're going to go ahead and finish this, and I have a lot of respect for that. I also have a lot of respect for, communicating on that regard. But yeah, it looks like maybe these guys are all together or something like that. And yeah, it's just good that people are actually willing to stay and do keys still. Because it felt like the game was really trending in a way that like nobody was going to do any completed keys. But I guess, in the beginning of a season, one way or the other, that's lessened. I don't know. It's just disappointing to me because there's, really a lot of what is going on there? You see that? Hold on a second. Hold on. Watch these two. This guy's like straight up running away from the other guy. Okay, I guess that's gonna happen in these keys. All right. Anyway, let's see. So we got the boss here. We do lust on this boss, and the saboteur is gonna get killed quickly. We're gonna run out here. Nothing really going on here for the difficulty of this boss is very low on a fortified weak, but yeah, they did fix. Oh, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Did we just shoot 2 ballista here? I see the hunter run over. I'm trying to figure it out. Does he just not press it? I think he... No, he hits it. We shot a second ballista. Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? Wow. It's that easy. I've never actually seen this done, frankly. Or maybe I have seen it done. I just didn't recognize it was done. Hits him for 5% there, and he's definitely going to shoot another one and hit for another 5%. So he was able to shoot 2 ballista there. I was told, yeah, there's the second ad. How about that? Wow, okay. And at 15, I feel like it was a coincidence because I was told that, well, I know they fixed it. This was probably recorded from before they had fixed it, but yeah. Well, that certainly makes the fight easier. I really don't like that they changed this, to be honest. Wait, did we just shoot even more now? What happened there? One ad? I don't know. I think this is a fun little trick, and especially considering there's extra ads and stuff, I feel like it's quite a balanced thing. I don't really feel like it's an imbalanced thing at all. But we talked about this in a different video, so let's just move on. Anyway, boss down without any complications. So now we're going to head over to the third boss area, which is always the hardest trash in the game. So we'll see exactly how Brewmaster stands up to it. This trash does a lot of magic damage as well. So we will also take a look at the route because I'm not sure exactly what occurs route-wise. But what are they talking about? Any repair? And that this guy needs to repair because he's died like 40 times probably. There's 21 deaths in the key now. But yeah, this pack is definitely one of the hardest in the game right now, especially because these birds pretty much always aggro. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it depends on where their patrol is. We're having trouble getting that one. We got a couple threat issues right now, so Brewmaster getting hit pretty hard right now. Let's see. It doesn't look like we're in any danger though. But yeah, these mobs are really a pain, the birds, because they do this rotting wind, which is just constantly causing issues, and a little bit of kiting there to not die. And that was really the first time I saw the character in any danger, so I don't know, I'm having trouble like tracking CDs. We're not definitely think, just I try not to belabor on this in these videos, but I would think about maybe some new UI situations, and getting more information front and center would be great. I mean, especially the details situation there. Like, we really don't need that. Like, that's a lot of space taken up by details. So we're going to get these mobs. Let's see what we do here. Oh, he's going to go over here. Okay, it's an interesting little option here. I assume like pretty much everybody's going to do a route that's somewhat similar to the approach I've been taking, where we're just getting extra count in this area and then not pulling the end stuff, because that end stuff, people have tried to make a case for doing it, but I just really don't think it's working. It's way too suboptimal. Like, the mobs are just way too pesky, and they're all kind of low target count, and they have too many mechanics per target. So one thing I would definitely recommend though is changing the nameplate of the Spitefuls to something other than red. I don't know if that bothers you. I guess it probably doesn't. But to me, when it was red, it was so confusing because I kept thinking there was mobs. Like, for me, I don't have my nameplate changed based on the threat either. So I bet this would be even more confusing if that was the case. But when there's just a mob that's not even a mob, it's like, I just don't even want to see it. In fact, now that I know you can actually just get rid of names in Plater, I probably should just do that. Because I really don't care about Spitefuls being up. Like, it's not going to change the way I'm playing the game as a tank. So I would just straight up remove that. I probably should do that, but I would, yeah, if you have questions on how to do that, it should be pretty easy to answer that. So, but maybe you're satisfied. I don't know. I just don't really like seeing the mob show up. I feel like it's got a little bit of a trickery in my brain that's like, oh, an enemy, you know? But it's not. It's not something you have to tank. It's not something you have to kill. It's not something you have to do anything with. We simply just let it go and move away. So, so these packs are actually, yeah, being handled very well. Unfortunately, we don't have an HPS chart. But, you know, the DPS chart, 35K on that pack. I don't know. I just don't really know much about the spec. So I'm kind of optimistic about it, but I'm at the same time kind of not seeing it. You know, it's like I'm hard to I find it hard to understand. The thing I was most impressed with when I did see it was their HPS. I was really shocked at how much actual HPS Brewmaster were doing, and I was told it was because of their expel harm spell. I don't fully understand the class right now, so let me know if you guys know more about it. But yeah, this trash in here is definitely, I like this pack. I think it's a nice little pack here. Used to get aggroed all the time anyway because of pets when we fly over, so take the luck out of it and we'll get it going. Going around the left side here is a little bit suboptimal though. I do feel like you watch, wait, did somebody else die again? Oh my god, yeah, so the guy dies to another Spiteful, is that what happens or what? I guess so. They're coming out and they're probably gonna just see if we can figure out when he dies. Yeah, Spiteful Shades, 3 of them. Oh my god, they're just chunking him, wow. Yeah, they're just all on him and then you see that one turn. Switches targets there, but anyway, going this way is definitely not optimized because then you come back to the boss, right? The other way, like if you start on the one side and go around, you're really close to the boss. Well, I guess what we're doing here is like we're kind of doing like a zigzag pattern. So at the end of the day, we are still going to end up close to the boss, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different count that you can get in here, and like we've said, this timer is very lenient. So I don't know. I'm not even sure it really matters. But this boss too, I do want to talk about a few things on this boss because I feel like I've been wanting to make a video on this, but I'm just like, I don't know, man, having some trouble managing my time right now. So probably just talk about it here and we'll get on with that. But oh yeah, so we got one more pack here. Yeah, I don't know. This is routine, man. I'd love to hear, you know, so he's gonna get Keystone Master. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on everything were. Did you think it went well? Maybe others in watching and post as well. Like if you have only recently gotten Keystone Master, what held you back? I guess is the question. Um, you know, I'm trying not to sound like anything specific here, but it's like this is going very, very well in my opinion, like from the tank perspective. So is it just like other players or something? Like where is the difficulty coming from for you and what stopped you? Maybe you just don't have a lot of time to do it. I don't know. I can't actually, oh yeah, we have 90% count right now. I believe that is. So we're pretty much all set on count. We just need this pack. I believe this will be the last pack we need. Let's see. Never pulled that pack. That pack's not the best one, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. 95. That should be perfect. Oh yeah, we're gonna patch up, and then we're gonna fight the boss here. So let me tell you a little bit about this boss, and if you guys have never seen this done poorly or done well, like one of the two, then you might not know this. But you see that right there. That boss always jumps, constantly jumps on this encounter, and there's like a big gray circle on the ground. All right, and when that gray circle appears, that means he's about to jump or she's about to jump, and when she jumps, she's gone. Like the other guy is gone for a bit, right? So what the fight's like difficulty comes from is them being separated. And so when they're separated, they get the buff and they make all the mechanics hit harder, you know? So the big tip I have for this fight is simply move in advance. And the timing on this is simply just the second you see that gray circle, run over to it. Because the way the mechanics happen is they kind of alternate. It's not, doesn't seem like that perfectly true, but you see how well he's doing this. And it's even easier if you have the Brewmaster with the speed taunt. But they alternate their mechanics. So if you react, like if she gets the jump off and you have yet to move, the Maruka guy is not getting there. He will not get there in time. And then you will be hit by an empowered brutalize. Okay? So this is really crucial to doing this fight well because he's going to do a lot of damage over the course of a fight. And especially to you as the tank. Very crucial to be proactively moving these bosses. And of course, it's complicated by this frightful roar. You see the exact same situation here that I expected. We now have 14, 15 stacks of the debuff by the time that Brutalize goes out because of those two mechanics that were overlapping. And that's going to kill you straight up on a 20. When you get to 20, that will probably kill you or completely ruin your ability to survive one way or the other, and you'll be panicking. Another tip I can give on that fight is that you can actually stack up for all of those tornadoes. Very unlikely that's gonna happen on a lower key, but something you do want to take a look at. So we're kind of giving some tips here. We're saying follow. I like this, but realistically, hopefully everybody knows this by now. There's definitely a couple ways that you can fail up here, but I've yet to really see them in any real key. So a couple people just simply don't know they can come up here. So I suppose that's a good idea to try to indicate that you can. So we are already over the timer now by 4 minutes. We are going to miss this timer by a lot, and that is not really sure, to be honest. Oh, well, there we go. There's one of them. How about that? How about that? We just called it. Reset. How about that? Where'd that trash come from? Somebody aggroed that. Let's see if we can try to identify what that was. I did not see anybody get anywhere near this trash. Let's look at the top right. We can get the mini map. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing it. I guess the pat just was too close when people jumped over. That's kind of frustrating to me because it's like, okay, there's a patrol here. The way we avoid it is by not getting near it, and somebody gets near it. But whatever. Oh, that's not even the patrol. I see that pack up there at the top. That's the patrol. Well, who knows, man. Hugs work in mysterious ways, as they say, but it looks like we're going to just kill it. Yeah, we don't even need to reset this. No problem. Easy mode. DPS a little low, I feel like. I mean, again, I'm just not really seeing the Brewmaster DPS in this key. So maybe we could talk a little bit about where the DPS is coming from, especially if you guys know, maybe, I mean, I'm sure if you're playing Brewmaster, you're already resigned to the potential fate that you're going to be a bit of a DPSer. Yeah, don't face pull. That's a really good tip. Really good tip he gives there. Don't face pull. Okay, all right. So boss now. This is definitely one of the hardest bosses in the game, in my opinion. It's very, very long encounter, and the phases make it complicated to a few degrees. So we're going to do this little rock strategy here, which okay, I get it. It makes the fight shorter, so that's fine. Just really don't want to see anybody do this and not do that. You know what I mean? So whatever, we'll do it. Definitely helps, but this fight is really a long encounter. And I guess, yeah, that's going to help take some time away from the encounter, but the hard part is yet to come. And I think the ads are going to be interesting with this comp. So let's see. We're going to go over here on the left one first. We're going to interrupt that one, get that one into the middle. And then we're going to whiff on the ring. I'm pretty sure that's a bad whiff. Let's see. Yeah, no ring there. That's a whiff. But that's probably a good thing because that means the mobs have already been moved once. Wow, this is a mess. Knocking them back now. Ooh, this is a mess. Is this going to be a wipe here? Nobody's even really dying, though. These mobs are dangerous on higher keys, man. So we did this on a higher key last week on Tyrannical. Last time it was Tyrannical. And I think you got to just CC them. If you don't have grips or any way to get them close to each other immediately, and I think you want to CC them. And this is ideal as a monk because, of course, you can just ring a piece or actually, I guess maybe paralyze is better to get two of them CC'd. You'll need this and one other. Presumably Demon Hunter can do. I don't actually know what is and isn't going to work on these guys. I think they're undead, aren't they, or something? Like, I'm not even sure, but that's it, though. Okay, well, there you go. So, hey, you know what, man? You played well. I didn't really see any, I mean, the Demon Hunter made a fool out of himself, to be honest. Really strange comment by him. I don't really get that. He got a 15. What did he buy it or something? I don't really get that, but 20 points, guys. So this is a really important thing. We are 9 minutes over the timer. 9 minutes over the timer, 20 points. Okay? Keystone Master. Congratulations. You just got Keystone Master from a key that's 9 minutes over with, a guy you frankly carried. Here's the overall DPS. I'm looking at it. Or is that just the boss's DPS? Not everybody has this setting, I think. No, yeah, that's overall DPS right there. 39k from the monk, or from the demon hunter. So that's not good, but yeah, monk also doing 28k DPS as the tank, which is also, I'm just shocked by all that. So anyway, thank you very much, man, for submitting this key. I'm looking to do more review content, but I'm also looking for more people to submit, funny keys, bad keys, stuff in general. It's a little bit of a mix of both, but yeah, I do hope that you guys will help with that. Submit some funny ones if you guys are recording your runs. I think everybody should consider it simply because you can learn a lot from just watching your own run. But congratulations, hats off on Keystone Master. And again, if you can take anything away from this key, do not give up on keys, man. We don't upgrade this key And obviously, guy doing 39K overall on a 15 without really any clue, dying. I mean, probably, I'd imagine at least like 15 of those deaths were probably that one guy. We didn't get to see the first 9 deaths of the run, which I would have loved to see. But at the end of the day, we got the Keystone Master, man. So especially if you guys are sub Keystone, like if you're not in 15s yet, just really try to encourage people to not give up, because you do not need to upgrade keys to get some value out of them. There's a lot of different ways to get that value. So I hope this has helped in some way. And again, if you guys have any contribution, please do leave it here. We can all work on getting better together. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.